knowing that you had those fears and those reservations about, oh, I don't know if 10K month is realistic for me because previously when I tried to get there, it resulted in burnout. Like what made you decide I'm going to do this anyways?
A 10K month had been a really big goal of mine since I decided I wanted to pursue this full time. But because of that, 8K month, I was nervous. And then I joined a mastermind kind of before, in between May and October. And I was really working on my product suite. I was really, trying to separate that time from money piece and raise my prices and offer more of those project based prices, because becoming from a virtual assistant and coming from I was doing a lot of copywriting and stuff. I really did relate those, time is money. This hour is $25, worth. But then I ended the mastermind, and it was a great mastermind, but I realized my problem was I didn't have a network of potential clients, and my offers weren't converting at all. So that was kind of what I took out of the mastermind. And I was like, okay, so I need to figure out a way to grow my presence, grow my audience, and find new clients that I can actually learn from, work with, and, grow my offers through. And so that was what really called me to join your webinar, because I had started kind of doing some stuff on social media and posting, but I wasn't I had no plan, I was just kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall, winging it. But yeah, I think it was how to make 10K months as a service-based business was another big part too, because I feel so many of these type of, programs are for coaches, which, is great for coaches, but as a service-based business, it's completely different, in my opinion, trying to scale your own offers. Yeah. So that was the two main things. And then I went to the webinar and I bought straight from the webinar, even though literally I never heard of you before, but I know what I want when I see it. And I was like, okay, this is going to be it. This is going to be the program. I'm going to do whatever Ellen tells me to do. And yep, that's my goal for the next 6 months, is just do this.
I think it's really incredible that despite having a very short length of exposure to me, right? Between when Jordan sent that email to you to when you signed up to the webinar to joining on the webinar, which is really only a 60-minute training, you were able to quickly within that time frame make a decision that this was the right next step for you. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because this is another big misconception I think a lot of service providers have about selling to clients, is they think I have to get a new follower and get this person to, engage with my content for a long period of time, 3, 6 months, maybe even a year, for them to really, and I'm putting this in air quotes, know, like, and trust me, which is the big thing that most educators teach, right? And most people associate, I mean, and rightfully so, most people associate this concept or this idea of developing know, like, and trust with someone with relation to time. And that makes sense because in our real everyday lives, right? When you meet a new friend or whatever, it takes time to build a friendship. It takes time to build trust. So that makes sense. But the problem is, as a service provider, as you very well know, Samantha, we don't have always the luxury of time to wait for people to slowly find out about us and then build know, like, and trust over many, many months, and then finally become a client. And so one big piece that I talk about actually in that very free training that Samantha watched all those months ago is this concept that it's not about using your content to attract more followers, but actually using strategic evergreen content. And in our program, I actually detail 4 specific types to move the customer along the stages of awareness. And that when you hit the right person who is problem aware with the right content, it doesn't take time for them to make a decision about whether or not you're the right solution for them.